What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Welcome to the 21st episode of Power Rankings. We're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. Let's get to it. What is going on, baseball fans? How are we doing? My Red Sox are now losing. Oh, man, we got a game here at Fenway Park here in the 8th inning. What is going on, everyone? Seeing 60 people to start things off. That is a good sign. Hopefully, we got a big stream coming out tonight. Oh, wow, we just jumped up to 67. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Welcome to the 21st episode of Power Rankings. Oh, that's deep! Oh, that is gone! No way! Stanton! Oh, my! Oh, welcome to the Power Rankings, everyone. How are we doing? Oh, my goodness. Oh, oh, this is great. Alrighty, okay, here we go. Let's start things off. It is 6-3 Yankees. And man, oh, man, they are on their way to holding on to that first or grabbing the wild card lead. Man, wow, I didn't expect that to happen. Stanton has been hitting some lasers in this series. Are you kidding me? This has been a game all about breaks. We had the Joey Gallo pop-up that he dropped. We just had the play with Dahl back there a second ago. There was the foul tip a second ago, and then Judge completely just took advantage of that. And now look what we got here with Stanton. Are you kidding me? That was a bomb. Oh, my God. I can't believe that. Alrighty. Let's get back on. Oh, we've had a wackadoodle. Looks like Giancarlo Stanton, looks like his home run just completely sent shockwaves even through to my internet. What is going on, everyone? We're back. Hello. I'm glad we got that lag out of the way early. That usually we get one lag per stream. Hopefully that was it. We got a few things to go over before we start the Power Rankings. Again, welcome to the Power Rankings tonight, everyone. If you are new to the stream or to the channel tonight, hit that subscribe button for me. Everyone, please hit that like button. It's going to help the stream out a lot. Hit the notifications, especially now. Hit those notifications, everyone, because we got playoff baseball coming up. I'm going to be doing a lot of live shows. We're going to be uploading a lot of things over the next month, so hit that bell. And hey, share the stream as well if you know anyone that would like to come on in. Everyone, as well, I want to just inform you that I now have memberships on the channel. I do a lot of live shows on this channel, so if you would like to have a badge next to your name and also use some emojis, I will be putting some new emojis in sometime this week. But as well, if you would just like to show some support for the channel, for just 99 cents a month, you can have loyalty badges and emojis for the live streams and the comments on my videos as well. But also, I want to just make you all aware of how these streams are going to be going for the next month or so. So just some important dates. Next week, next Sunday, will be the last Power Rankings of the season. I can't believe it. I did the Power Rankings as like a I thought it was just going to be a one-off kind of a thing, and then you guys ended up really liking them, and here we are, episode 21. So the last Power Rankings will be next Sunday, and then I'll be having my playoff predictions next Monday as well. There will be tiebreakers if there are any on that Monday as well, October 4th. October 5th, that will be the AL wildcard game. I will be here live watching along, so especially if it's Red Sox Yankees. Are you kidding me? But whoever ends up playing in that game, I will be here to watch along, and as well for the National League wildcard game the very next night. So also, this is how the playoffs are going to work here on the channel. So for the playoffs this year, I'm going to be doing post-game breakdowns once all of the games have finished. So whatever games happen that day, once the final game has gone final, once there is a final score, I will go live and I will go over all of the games that happened that day. If there are any game 5s or game 7s, I will be watching along with those. So come on out. I'll be sitting here just plopping down on my chair and just watching the game, and we can all just hang out and watch. And then I'll be doing post-game breakdowns as well. And then all World Series games will be watch-alongs. Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, whatever games World Series, I will be here watching along with you all. So that is all I have for that. So enough of me just rambling on about whatever. Let's get to the power rankings here. Let's get everything set up. I got the music ready. And here we go. So, alrighty, sharing the screen. So this is how we do the power rankings. We were doing grades a while ago, but now we are just firmly in the numbers 30 through 1. So I'm just going to go in order all the way to number 1. So let's start off here. We got just under 90 people in the chat. Again, welcome everyone. Glad you guys are all here for tonight. But let's start off at number 30. I'm going to roll through these really quick for at least the bottom half. I'm going to kind of just move my way quickly, and then I'll put a little more focus on the top 15, top 10. But I'll share a quick little thing about, the first teams that I go over. So starting off the power rankings for this week, once again, the Baltimore Orioles. So there was some news regarding the Orioles this week. Brandon Hyde, manager, same last name. He'll be coming back next season. So I'm sure the Orioles are going to be wanting to see some kind of progress for next season. I'm sure they're going to want to see a bit of a better record for next season. So they're giving Brandon Hyde another season to kind of see what you can do. Cedric Mullins had a home run this week, so he is the first Baltimore Oriole in their history to join the 30-30 club. So, the 30-30 club, some exclusive company right there. Ryan Mountcastle also had a home run this week. He is officially the leader in all of rookies for home runs. So could Ryan Mountcastle maybe get Rookie of the Year? We'll have to wait and see. Coming in at number 29, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks. Torey Lovullo also got extended for next year. They're giving the Diamondbacks another chance. I still think that Diamondbacks team has a lot of talent. I think there's a lot of good pieces on that Diamondbacks team. They can go have themselves a good offseason. They got some good young players. They got some good veteran players on that team as well. I think the Diamondbacks are a candidate for next year to be maybe even a surprise team, kind of like how the Giants were this year. I could definitely see the Diamondbacks maybe doing something next year, but they need to have a good offseason. But they're giving Torey Lovullo another season. They gave him an option for the next season as well. So Torey Lovullo, they got to win next year if they want to have any kind of success, or if he wants to get extended, they're going to have some kind of success. But not a good week for the Diamondbacks overall. Lost 3 out of 4 against the Braves, 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. So not really too much going on there with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Coming in at number 28, we have the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers, where are you at? Here we go. So for the Texas Rangers, not really much going on. They got swept by the Yankees this week. They split with the Orioles. Nate Lowe did hit .333 this week with 2 home runs. But other than that, not really too much going on with the Rangers. For the Pirates, hey, they played a little spoiler today, beating the Phillies. The Phillies, they're trying to win all the games they can right now. And the Pirates shutting them out today, 6-0. Max Kranick, 5 scoreless innings today. Hey, good outing for him. And Cole Tucker in the last 7 games, hitting .318, had a home run today. So Pirates coming in at number 27. Coming in at number 26, filling out the bottom tier, I have the Washington Nationals. The Nationals, they lost 3 straight to end the week. They won 3 straight in the beginning, so basically an up and down week. But I need to really show you guys what's going on with this offense. The Nationals offense this week, 4th overall this past week, so you'd be kind of surprised about that. But I think you all know who the guy is that's leading the show. Juan Soto is just going absolutely crazy. Like, this guy's numbers are just bonkers. This past week, over 6 games, he hit .556. I don't think this is also counting today. Oh, man, Yankees with another hit. This Yankees team, we're going to talk about the Yankees here in a little bit. I'm going to give my thoughts on the New York Yankees. So, Juan Soto hitting .556 this week, a .742 on base, a 1.167 slugging, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. Are you kidding me? Juan Soto is having just a stupid season. Let's go look at his numbers for this season. Taking a look overall, he also had 2 home runs the other night. I mean, are you kidding me? This guy's hitting .324 this year with a .473 on base, a .555 slugging, a .169 WRC plus, 29 home runs, a 6.6 wins above replacement on Fangraphs. This guy's having just a ridiculous season. Get this guy signed up to a contract. I mean, give him way more than Fernando Tatis Jr. Juan Soto, incredible year. Give him a lot of credit. But as well, Kyber Ruiz also had himself a good week, hitting .435 this week with a .458 on base and a couple of home runs himself. Actually led the team in RBIs this week with 8. Hey, getting some good offense from the Nationals this week, despite only coming in at number 26 on my power rankings. Patrick Corbin had a good start this week, 6 2/3 with 7 strikeouts. Josh Rogers lost today, but he had a good start last time out. 7 2/3 innings, pitched really well. Josiah Gray got the win this week, 6 innings, 2 earned. So some good things coming from the Nationals. Hey, only number 26, but you got to love some of the things that the Nationals are still doing, even in a lost season. But here we go. Going to the next tier, 21 through 25. Coming in at number 25, I have the Miami Marlins. Not really too much for the Marlins to talk about. They've lost 5 straight games. Trevor Rogers did have a good start this week, 5 innings, 10 strikeouts. So Trevor Rogers having a very good rookie season. I will not be surprised if he ends up getting that Rookie of the Year award. Would not be surprised at all. A great season. Coming in at number 24, this team dropped down a couple of spots from last week. The Chicago Cubs, they are awful right now. They've lost 6 straight games. They're 1-9 in their last 10. Terrible for the Cubs right now. Matt Duffy, Wilson Contreras did hit over 400 this week. Both of them had over a 450 on base. But other than that, the pitching is so bad with the Cubs right now. They do have some bats in there. Schwindel is doing pretty good. But, I mean, the Cubs right now, it's just pretty bad, dropping down a couple of spots. The New York Mets are just completely free falling, coming in at number 23. This Mets team, what in the heck happened to this Mets team? They are also 1-9 in their last 10. They've lost 5 straight games. There's nothing really to say about the New York Mets. Brandon Nimmo, though, 7 for 17 this week, on base machine. Brandon Nimmo, at least he's having a pretty good week. But for the Mets, I mean, good grief. I mean, they were, at one point, they were right near the top 10, and they have just completely free-falled. Man, oh man. Coming in at number 22, we have the Angels. I believe they fell a few spots from last week. I had them at number 19 last week, so they're having a bad week as well. There's a lot of teams near the bottom here that are having bad weeks. But for the Angels, lost 3 out of 4 to Houston this past week. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Mariners this weekend. But hey, the one thing about the Angels to pay attention to, Shohei Ohtani, I think he's going to end up winning the MVP. No disrespect to Vlad Jr. at all. I just think personally, Shohei Ohtani is going to get the votes from the voters. And at the end of the day, you can make all the arguments about Vlad Jr., and I am listening to all those arguments. Personally, I think they should just both win the award. They're both having that good of a year. In the end, I think the voters are going to lean towards Ohtani just because it's something, what he's doing, you haven't really seen. I'm not saying I think Ohtani should win it. I mean, I am leaning a little towards him just because The guy is hitting and he's pitching. But I think that ultimately the voters are going to pick him. He had himself a good start today, 10 strikeouts, but with the bat this week, he had a 607 on base, a 733 slugging. Ohtani just wrapping up an MVP resume for this year. Coming in at number 21, we have the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies, they had a chance to play some spoiler this week. I had them on my team. I made a video this past week, teams that could be a spoiler. I had them at number 2 on that list, and they failed to be a spoiler. They only went 1-5 this week against the Dodgers and the Giants. So those two teams, they're playing their best baseball right now. Rockies couldn't do anything. One thing about the Rockies I want to point out, they were 11th in relief pitching this past week. Robert Stevenson, no earned runs this week, a 3.32 ERA this year. So show him a little love from the bullpen. Moving into the next tier, numbers 20 through 16, coming in at number 20. Hey, this team had a pretty big jump from last week, coming in at number 25 last week and at number 20 this week. The Minnesota Twins. The Twins actually had themselves a pretty decent week. They won both games against the Cubs. They had a couple of close games with the Blue Jays there. They lost 2 out of 3, but their offense ranked 8th this week. Byron Buxton. I don't know if anyone realized Byron Buxton's back. And he just hit a home run today. He tied a career high, but he has played in 85 less games than that year where he hit 16 home runs. Let's actually go pull up some stats with Mr. Byron Buxton. Here we go, Byron Buxton. This is a guy, I wonder if the Twins end up maybe trying to find a trade for this offseason. I wonder what they're going to end up doing. This is not updated yet. He's at 16 home runs, tying a career high from 2017. Byron Buxton, man, if this guy could just stay healthy, this guy could be electric. This year, over 54 games, he's hitting 290 with a 341 on base, a 594 slugging. Come on, man. 16 home runs, 27 RBIs, 7 stolen bases. Byron Buxton, can you just please stay healthy? I wonder if the Twins, what they end up doing with him. There was the contract extension talks that supposedly stalled. I wonder if they end up dealing him. But will a team really want to trade for a Byron Buxton? I don't know about that. But is that a home run? Oh, no, it's just foul. But since September 17th, he's hitting 312 and a couple of home runs since then. Oh, is that a ground rule double? Oh, okay, it was a double. Okay, I just missed that. Man, oh, man, can we please get some fight here for the Red Sox? Come on here. But moving on, coming in at number 19. Coming in at number 19, we have the Kansas City Royals coming in next. Kansas City. Hey, kind of a whatever week. They lost 2 out of 3 against Cleveland and Detroit. But Nicky Lopez hitting 350 this week. Hunter Dozier had a couple of home runs this week. Not really too much with the Royals as of right now. I think they could be a fun team for next year, but that's where I'm at with that. Let me go back to this past week. So they were 5-5 in their last 10. I didn't put this. Did they win 2 out of 3 against Cleveland? Or did they lose 2 out of 3? And the Tigers. I think they actually won 2 out of 3 against both. I did not write that down in my notes. Of course, my potato brain shining through. Oh, no, they won 2 out of 3 against the Indians, and they won 2 out of 3 against the Tigers. Some close games there. I think the Royals, watch out for them. Maybe make a couple of moves in the offseason. I think the Royals could maybe be something next year. The AL Central, hey, I think it's a little more open than you might think for next year. We'll have to wait and see. The White Sox, clearly the class of the Central. But, hey, I think some of these other teams, if they have a good offseason, it could be a pretty competitive division next year. Coming in at number 18, hey, the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland Indians, I know the Royals beat them 2 out of 3. But I want to show some love. That bullpen has been really good for Cleveland. Emmanuel Clase, I need to show some love. Oh, yeah, and yes, thank you in the chat for pointing out Salvador Perez, obviously. This guy's just going nuts with the home runs this year. But this week, not too much from him this week. But for the Cleveland Indians, Emmanuel Clase, a 1.35 ERA, a 2.14 FIP this season. Oh, that's a base hit. Oh, here we go. We got the tying run coming up for the Red Sox. Here in the bottom of the 8th, a home run will tie it. There we go. Boston making some noise. But hey, Emmanuel Clase, he's having an electric season for the Cleveland Indians. I kind of want everyone to realize that. Coming in at number 17, who would have thought the San Diego Padres would be at number 17? They drop another spot. Actually, I want to point this out. This is actually a pretty sad. It's actually a pretty sad story. I do want to point it out though. I want everyone to send out some prayers here because at the Padres game, I believe it was on Friday. Was it Friday or was it Saturday? Saturday. Unfortunately, this is a really, really sad story here. But a mom and her son fell at the Padres game on Saturday, and they unfortunately passed away. I believe they were on the press level seats. They were the 40-year-old woman and her toddler were at a dining and concession area on the concourse level of the stadium, and for an unknown reason, they fell three floors down. Man, oh man, that is awful. Send out some prayers. Awful story. Just wanted to make people aware, it's a terrible story. However, investigators, they're calling the deaths suspicious. So I'm not really sure what's going into this, why they're suspicious, but they're looking for any witnesses. So I don't know if there is anyone in the chat. If anyone in the chat, maybe that were at this game, if you saw anything, just letting you know, they're looking for some witnesses here. I'm not sure what caused this to be suspicious. Let me know in the comments if you know any more about this. But this is a very sad story, unfortunately. But yeah, any Padres fans, if you got any more information, let the police know. But for the Padres, as talking about baseball now, they actually didn't have a bad offense this week. They weren't very bad in the offense. They were 9th in offense this week, hit 264 as a team, 327 on base, and their bullpen was actually pretty good this past week. Taking a look here, San Diego had the 4th best bullpen this past week. A bit high in the ERA, had a couple of losses, but the FIP was pretty good at 2.88 FIP. But that starting pitching, though, just not great when it came to the starting pitching. Only ranked 20th, a 7.58 ERA, a 4.64 FIP. Musgrove did have a good start today, but overall, this Padres team, just a complete collapse. One of the biggest, this has got to be one of the biggest letdowns in the history of baseball. This team, I'm sorry, I heard it from all Padres fans. I heard all the hype. We all believed it. We thought, hey, this Padres team, they could really do something. Oh, it's a pop-up. And the Red Sox cannot take advantage of runners on the corners. We go into the 9th. The Yankees with a 6-3 lead. But the Padres, one of the biggest choke jobs, just a complete collapse of the San Diego Padres, unfortunately. Coming in at number 17 for me. Coming in at number 16, this team, they are moving on up. The Detroit Tigers. Are you kidding me? 6-4 in their last 10. They won 2 out of 3 against the White Sox this past week. Did lose 2 out of 3 against the Royals. But hey, they actually had a pretty decent week in terms of the numbers. When we look at the starting pitching, Detroit actually ranked 9th overall in starting pitching. A 3.18 ERA, a 3.28 FIP. Some good starting pitching from the Tigers this past week. Let's go take a look at the numbers here for the Detroit Tigers. Not a lot of innings coming from these guys, but overall, not a lot of runs given up. Matt Manning gave up 3 over 5, but overall, pretty decent start. Not really a lot going on, but they did pitch pretty well in the limited amount of innings that they had. And for the Tigers, their bullpen was actually pretty good this week. Taking a look at the bullpen for the Detroit Tigers, they ranked 8th in the bullpen this past week. 3-1 from their relief pitchers, a 1.42 ERA, a 2.85 FIP. Hey, look out for the Tigers next year. I say this every single week on the Power Rankings, but the Detroit Tigers, I think they're going to be a pretty good team next year. I think this is my call. This is one prediction that I have. I think the Detroit Tigers are going to be a pretty good team next year. Look out for them. We have reached the halfway point. Coming in at number 15, we have the Philadelphia Phillies. Tough loss against the Pirates today, but they had a pretty good week overall. They're 2.5 back in the National League East. If we take a look at the standings right now, they are playing well lately. They're 7-3 in their last 10, but the Braves, they're winning when it matters most. Took advantage of a Phillies loss today, so now 2.5 back in the East. When you take a look at all the divisions, pretty much the only other division right now is the NL West, where that's pretty close, but the Giants and the Dodgers, both of these teams just keep on winning. This is going to be a huge week for both of these teams as well, but this is also going to be huge for the National League East. There is a big series this week between the Phillies and the Braves. If we take a look here at the schedule for this week, we'll talk about the Braves here in a little bit. They're further up on my power rankings, but we got a big series in Atlanta, Braves-Phillies. So on Tuesday, day off tomorrow. But for the Phillies, overall, taking a look here, Phillies. So they won 2 out of 3 against the Orioles, and they won 3 out of 4 against the Pirates. But big loss to the Pirates today. Gotta win when the Braves win. So overall, though, their starting pitching was actually really good. Taking a look at the starting pitching, they were second in starting pitching this week. 2-1 overall out of the 6 games, or doesn't count today, but a 3.44 ERA, a 2.70 FIP. Hey, we got to show some love here for Ranger Suarez. Ranger Suarez this year is having himself a really good year. Are you kidding me? Ranger Suarez, this past week, he had 2 starts. This guy had a complete game shutout the other day. This guy's nuts. He's out of his mind. Look at Ranger Suarez's numbers. Only give up 4 hits in a complete game shutout. This dude is just having a really good year. 38 games, 11 starts, a 1.45 ERA, a 2.80 FIP, just around 9 strikeouts per 9. Ranger Suarez, come on now. If you need another start for fantasy baseball, pick up Ranger Suarez. He's having a good year. But overall, for the starting pitching, second overall, JT Realmuto had himself a good week this week. He came off the bench and ended up having a 3-for-3 game with a home run and 3 RBIs. Bryce Harper's still hitting very well. The bullpen, they were 3-0 this week, but they had a bad day today. Not a great game against the Pirates, but Archie Bradley, Ian Kennedy, Hector Neris, Falter, no earned runs this week. So the Phillies bullpen actually did pretty good this past week. So give some credit for the Phillies. So they come in. Oh, whoa, what just happened here? Oh, whoopsie. Sorry, I meant to put the Phillies here. Phillies coming in at number 15. So coming in at number 14, we have the Cincinnati Reds. They move up a spot from last week. But the Reds are pretty much done at this point. They're 6 games back in the wild card. They had a good offense this past week. Eugenio Suarez hit .450 with a couple of home runs. Tyler Stevenson, 3 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Kyle Farmer had a grand slam today. But unfortunately with the Reds this year, just an up and down season. When you're just such an inconsistent team, it's not going to help. This Reds team, they had their chances. They had an easy schedule for the second half of September. A stupid easy schedule. Oh, we got a super chat coming in. I'm hoping against Logic that my M's can make it. But even if they don't, I have total faith in next year with J-Rod coming up and tons of money to spend. Let's talk about the Seattle Mariners here. I got a couple more teams to talk about here. The Mariners, what a great season for them. You got to be excited as a Mariners fan. There's a lot of promise with the Seattle Mariners team. I think they're going to go out. I think they're going to go get someone. They're going to go get a couple of guys in this offseason because they have all these young guys, throw in a couple of veterans in their prime. Another base hit here for the Yankees. But this Mariners team, they're exciting. That's another team, just like I was talking about the Tigers. I think they're going to be good next year. Look out for the Mariners. look out for the Mariners. Good season this year for the Seattle Mariners. Coming in at number 13, we have the Oakland A's. Coming in at number 13, they got swept by, hey, we're just talking about the Mariners. They got swept by the Mariners this week, but then they swept the Astros this weekend. Starling Marte hit 360 this past week. That, the starting pitching this week for the A's was actually pretty good. They ranked 8th overall, a 3.48 ERA, a 4.07 FIP, good amount of strikeouts, not a lot of walks. So pretty solid starting pitching for the Oakland A's. They just need to throw more innings. They just weren't getting a lot of innings from their guys. If we take a look at where they ranked in terms of innings pitched, they ranked 8th overall, but in my opinion, I think you just need to get a few more out of these guys. The reason I'm saying that is because the bullpen was not good. It was not a great week for the bullpen overall. Only ranking 27th. The ERA was fine, a 3.13, but a 4.60 FIP for the Oakland A's. I mean, that could end up being that bullpen can end up getting a lot more messy as time goes on. But if Oakland wants any chance of hanging around here, let's go to the wild card standings. So Oakland, as of right now, I mean, they're 3.5 out. It's going to be tough, man. You got to leapfrog Seattle. You got to leapfrog Toronto. I mean, it's going to be tough for the Oakland A's. Junior just subscribed. What is going on, my friend? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If anyone else is new in the chat, think about subscribing. We got the playoffs coming up. If anyone else in the chat is already subscribed, think about becoming a member for just 99 cents per month. Coming in at number 12. Man, we're moving through this one pretty quick tonight. For number 12, just in front of the Oakland A's, their division rival, the Seattle Mariners. We just had the super chat a second ago. The Seattle Mariners, I mean, what a crazy season this year for the Mariners. Taking a look at the wild card standings, they are 2.5 out. I mean, they're playing great baseball right now. Unfortunately, the Mariners, kind of like the Reds a bit up and down this year, where Seattle, I'm telling you, I don't know what stream, I said this over multiple streams in the offseason. This is what I was thinking what the Mariners were going to be, kind of the position they were going to be in. Didn't think they were going to be quite there, but I thought they were going to be close right around this time. I saw a fun team. I saw the young players. I saw a couple of veteran players, guys like, Mitch Haniger, where I just really like this Mariners team a lot this year. I didn't think it was going to be a playoff team, but I really liked some of these guys. Marco Gonzalez, I think is, more kind of a soft tosser, but I think he's a pretty solid starting pitcher. You got Kikuchi there. Logan Gilbert's been pretty good this year. I like this Mariners team, and I think they're going to be even better next year. Hopefully, there's no sophomore slumps from some of these rookies like Logan Gilbert. I'm hoping Seattle can, we've seen this in the past where, some of these young teams, kind of like the Padres. I mean, it's not the same. It's kind of apples and oranges a little bit. But the Padres, a lot of people thought the Padres were going to take a step forward this year after having a good season last year. And look what happened to the Padres this year. I'm hoping the Mariners can take a step forward next year and not a step back. Hopefully, they don't let there's a lot of people, they're going to be having high expectations of the Seattle Mariners next year. Hopefully, that doesn't end up, kind of affecting them. We'll have to wait and see. But I think the Mariners are going to be, in my opinion, I think they're going to be really good. I'll have to wait and see. But for this past week, they had a good week overall. They swept the A's. They won 2 out of 3 against the Angels. They had a 3.57 ERA from the starting pitching this week. From the relief pitching this week. Paul Seward. I always forget how to pronounce it. Steckenrider, Casey Sadler, they all had good weeks. So this bullpen has been just so good for the Mariners this year. Starting pitching, I think they need to add a starting pitcher. If I were to take a look at the Mariners right now, I just look at this rotation. I'm excited for what Logan Gilbert can end up doing, but I think they need a guy. They need a guy. I mean, I liked what Chris Flexen's done this year. Kikuchi's been okay. Actually, what are Kikuchi's numbers right now? Taking a look at Kikuchi. Big Fish 11 has just subscribed. Welcome to the channel. Kikuchi's been fine, a 4.41 ERA. He's giving you innings, but they need a guy. They need a guy here. MLB free agents. Let's see. Let's take a look at some of these starting pitchers, huh? Let's take a look at these starting pitchers. Who could the Mariners maybe go after? Man, I know you got George Kirby coming soon. But how about some of these starting pitchers, huh? These are just a few. Yeah, let's avoid Trevor Bauer. We don't even know what the heck's going on with him. Dylan Bundy, no. Johnny Cueto, probably not. Zach Davies, nah. Could you go maybe get a Kevin Gausman? I think Kevin Gausman could be a pretty interesting one. Have a strong feeling that Semien is going to be a Mariner from JM 1231. That would be a huge bat. That'd be a huge bat. I think you could be okay with a JP Crawford. You know, JP Crawford's in it short right now. I wonder if maybe they go for an upgrade. I wonder maybe they could use Crawford in a trade. I don't know. I wonder if, because you got some shortstops here, and Marcus Semien could be a really good one. Of course, then you got Correa, you got Seager, you got Story. I think I don't know. If I were to guess, man, I just wonder if they end up going for a shortstop. That seems to just make some sense to me. I do like Crawford. If we look at Crawford's stats really quick, he's having a pretty good year. He had a good game the other day, went 3 for 5. Overall, pretty good year, hitting 267, 331 on base, but the slugging is just not very high. He's got 9 home runs, 51 RBIs. I wonder. He's been there for a few years now. I just wonder if they end up doing something with him, move him around somewhere. I wonder about it. Could you maybe move him to second? Could you maybe move him to third? Because you got Toro there as well. Kyle Seager. Kyle Seager's a free agent, I believe. Right? He's got a club option, so they could deny that club option, and then they could move Crawford over. You could put Toro at maybe third. You could put Crawford at second. How's Crawford's defense been this year? He has good defense, so you could keep him there and put him in the infield. I don't know. I think you got to go after a shortstop, especially one of these top. I could see a Carlos Correa. Could you imagine maybe getting a Carlos Correa and maybe like someone like a Robbie Ray or, a Kevin Gausman or even like an maybe not Eduardo Rodriguez. I think they need some guy that can just throw hard. I think Robbie Ray could be a pretty good fit for the Mariners. I think Kevin Gausman would be a great fit. How many lefties do they have in this rotation? They got 3 lefties already. So, I believe Tyler Anderson's a free agent. So, you could go either or. Probably not Stroman. I don't think Verlander. I think if you're the Mariners, man, go after Gausman. Go after Robbie Ray. I think that would be really fun. So, for the Mariners, I'm excited for what they do this offseason. But they were number 14 on my power rankings last week. They move up to number 12 this week. Coming in at number 11, we were talking about the Phillies a little earlier, and they are just behind the Atlanta Braves, 2.5 games. The Braves not really a lot of sexy numbers this week for the Atlanta Braves. They're ranking pretty low or middle of the road, kind of with the offense, a little low with the starting pitching, but their bullpen ranked 4th this past week. But I want to take some note of the offense really quick. Let me click out of some of these tabs. But let's go over to the Atlanta Braves because they did have some guys that had some pretty good weeks overall. Austin Riley continues to swing a hot bat. 3 home runs, 11 RBIs this week, 444 average with a 444 on base and 889 slugging. Are you kidding me? Austin Riley is having himself a really good year. Taking a look at the numbers overall, what a great year for Austin Riley, hitting 304 with 32 home runs, a 531 slugging, a 370 on base. What a great year for Austin Riley to really step it up, especially after Ronald Acuna Jr. went down. You couldn't have picked a better season for Austin Riley to have a good year. Ozzie Albies hitting 385 this past week with a 357 on base. Freddie Freeman's hitting 346 this week. But let's take a look at that bullpen really quick for the... that is the old power rankings. So let's go to the Atlanta bullpen. Did I say they ranked 4th? Why do I have them 4th? They didn't rank. No, I made a mistake there. They're not 4th in the bullpen. They're 20th. Where did I get 4th from? I don't remember where I got 4th from. They're 4th in something. I don't know. But for the Braves, a 2.86 ERA this past week. The FIP is a little higher, but the ERA, it's looking pretty good. So, but got to look out for that FIP, a little higher. So, overall, though, 3-1 out of the bullpen this week. So, the Braves, like I mentioned earlier, they got a big series with the Phillies coming up this week. It's in Atlanta. That's going to be the division right there. That's going to be the division. So, you do got one more series after that. You got the Marlins. I think the Phillies, the Phillies got the Marlins. And then who do the Braves have to end the year? I'm trying to remember who the Braves have. Can someone tell me in the chat? Let's go to the Braves schedule. And yeah, a big sweep this week this weekend over the Padres. Oh, that's right, Keith FN. It's the Mets. So, hey, this Mets team, they're playing horrible right now. So, this series is the division. Pretty much Atlanta, if you can just win one game, I mean, well, nah, you want to win that series. But, I don't know. If you can take 2 out of 3 here, you're still going to be in a really good spot. Whoa, SoundFX09 with a $10 super chat. What is going on? Braves outside the top 10. I understand, though. 6-2 against the Diamondbacks and Friars. Did have a good week. But this week will decide the Braves season in general. 6 games versus the Phillies and the Mets, all at Truist Park. Let's go. I mean, yeah, this is it. I have them out of the top 10 just because the numbers for some of these other teams are just ranking a little better this week. I know that might look a little weird considering they are leading the division, but it's crazy how some of these teams in the American League, where they're not even leading their divisions and they're not even in the wild card, discussion, a couple of these teams, I mean, it's just crazy that some of the numbers that they're putting up compared to the Braves, where they rank, in terms of like offense and starting pitching. So the Braves just barely miss the top 10. The reason they missed the top 10 is because of my next team, the Toronto Blue Jays, coming in at number 10. The Toronto Blue Jays, they've just been red hot this month. They did lose 2 out of 3 this week to the Tampa Bay Rays. There was the whole Kevin Kiermaier thing. I don't know. I thought that was a bunch of lame sauce. I don't know what to say. But they did split with Minnesota. They still have the best offense this month. Vlad Jr. is still in the hunt for the Triple Crown. Probably going to end up falling short. Didn't really do much this week. Only hit 217 this past week. But Marcus Semien had over a 1,000 OPS this past week. Even Corey Dickerson, a Corey Dickerson sighting, ladies and gentlemen, only hit 444 this past week. The Toronto Blue Jays, they just continue to swing the bats. Not as hot as they were, but this offense is just legit. Even Lourdes Gurriel Jr. has had himself a good week. Teoscar Hernandez has got 3 home runs and 5 RBIs this week. You gotta love it. And the Toronto starting pitching, while they don't rank in the top 10, they're having a good week overall. A 3.71 ERA, a 3.73 FIP. That bullpen needs to start stepping it up. Look at the bullpen this past week. They were 0-2. They got losses from Hatch and Stripling this past week. A 5.40 ERA with a 5.74 FIP. The starting pitching was great. Robbie Ray has pretty much all but locked up the Cy Young. Alek Manoah had a good game today. Jose Berrios pitched well in a loss. Starting pitching is looking good, but the bullpen, man, it's really a thorn. If you're the Toronto Blue Jays, I'm looking maybe a little ahead here. Ooh, Red Sox got a runner on here with 2 outs. Here we go. Can the Red Sox make some magic happen? But if you're looking at the bullpen, who are some free agents they could go after? It's disappointing because they did have Kirby Yates, but unfortunately the guy just wasn't healthy. And they even had Brad Hand. So who are some other free agents you can go after? Could you go after maybe an Archie Bradley? He's having a pretty decent year. Maybe a Raisel Iglesias could be pretty good with the Blue Jays. They need someone in that bullpen that's just going to be, another lockdown kind of a guy. They got a couple of good arms in that bullpen, but, they need more arms. They need some better quality arms overall. Definitely think they'll be in the market for a bullpen guy. Have to wait and see, or maybe even try and trade for someone. Have to wait and see. But there's a lot of good things about the Blue Jays right now. They got a big series with the Yankees coming up this week. They are one. As of right now, it's looking like the Yankees, they're going to take the lead. Unless the Red Sox can make some magic happen here. Who do we got up here? Is this Kyle Schwarber is up. So unless the Red Sox can make some magic here against Aroldis Chapman, the Yankees are going to have the first wild card. And then at that point, it's, not really going to matter too much because then the Red Sox are going to be in front of the Blue Jays. So the Blue Jays will be chasing the Red Sox for that first wild card. So the Blue Jays, a game and a half out. But if the Red Sox lose here, so then that's going to be, they'll be one game back of the Red Sox. So this, man, oh man, this is coming down to the wire. These three teams going for a wild card this week. This is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Very, very excited to see this week. It's going to be a good week of baseball. Especially in the division that I pay attention to. So who would have thought at this point we would have all four teams, going for this? Who would have thought the Yankees would have been in this spot? Man, it's going to be a fun week, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fun week. So coming in at number 9, just ahead of the Toronto Blue Jays here. Just coming in ahead of the Toronto Blue Jays, my Boston Red Sox coming in at number 9. Looks like they're going to lose tonight, but I'm still going to hold firm here on the number 9 spot. They're barely in front of the Blue Jays right now. The Red Sox, they did have themselves a pretty good week. They're not beating these good teams. They're beating the bad teams, but they're just not coming through against these good teams. And the Yankees, they're, they're 2 strikes away here from a sweep. So, Kike Hernandez moving in to third base. It doesn't really matter much, but for the Red Sox, they ranked pretty well in the offense this week. They ranked 7th overall. Bobby Dahlbeck is having a really good month, hitting .290 with 6 home runs, .371 on base, a .694 slugging. He leads the team in RBIs this month. Bogarts is hitting .304 this month with a .396 on base. Hey, does everyone realize Jose Iglesias? First off, does anyone realize that Jose Iglesias is on the Red Sox right now? But does anyone also realize Jose Iglesias had a hit here? That was his 12th straight game with a hit. Jose Iglesias with a 12-game hit streak. Are you kidding me? The Red Sox starting pitching also ranked pretty well this past week. Eovaldi got beat up a little bit by the Yankees on Friday night, but has a 2.97 FIP on the month. Nick Pivetta pitched well against the Yankees on Saturday in a loss. Chris Sale has pitched well since coming back from Tommy John. Pitched well against the Mets this past week. So, Schwarber got locked up. Big win for the Yankees, man. Big win. That's a huge win. And I think, here's what I'm going to tell you, everyone. I think the Yankees are going to hang on to this first wild card. I don't see them losing this first wild card now. This second wild card, it's going to come down to the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, and the Mariners. I don't see the Yankees giving up. That wild card game is going to be in Yankee Stadium. So that's what I'm thinking. That's a big sweep. That's huge. Huge. So the Blue Jays now 1 game back of the Red Sox. The Mariners are 2 games back, and the A's are 3. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, we got a big week coming up. Let's actually pull up the Red Sox schedule. So MLB.com, is this updated now? Nope, haven't updated it. Come on, MLB.com, you got to be a little quicker than that. Erod actually pitched okay tonight. He actually pitched okay. Erod he's had a lot of tough luck this year. His ERA is a lot higher than his FIP. The defense is not. I just feel like Eduardo Rodriguez with this. I don't know what it is. Like he's just like not a good fit. The reason is because he doesn't have a good defense. The Red Sox defense is okay. It's not great by any means. Actually, let me pull up the Red Sox defense. Here we go. So the Red Sox defense this year, they ranked 25th. That's the reason why Eduardo Rodriguez, he has a good FIP. Eduardo Rodriguez is a free agent. I'm going to tell you right now, if I were to make a prediction on where Eduardo Rodriguez goes in free agency, I don't think he's going to go back to the Red Sox. I just feel like this Red Sox defense, it's not a good fit for him. It's just not. And I like Eduardo Rodriguez, but I think for the money, I think they're going to go elsewhere. If I were to pick a team where, where I think he would be a good fit, honestly, I think the St. Louis Cardinals would be a really good fit. They really need some more starting pitching. I mean, it's really shown. They had to go out and get John Lester and J.A. Happ. I really think Eduardo Rodriguez would be a really good fit for the Cardinals. He kind of seems to fit, kind of like that money they like to spend. I feel like Eduardo Rodriguez is probably going to get somewhere from like 15 to, 16, 17 million per year. I could see the Cardinals maybe spending that. I think he would be really good with that defense in St. Louis. You could maybe see him on the Brewers. I don't know if the Brewers would want to spend that kind of money. Maybe with the San Francisco Giants. I feel like the Giants could be a pretty good fit for Eduardo Rodriguez. I think Eduardo Rodriguez is going to go to a team with good defense. And I think a lot of teams will notice that. They're thinking, okay, Eduardo Rodriguez, his FIP his advanced numbers are way better than what the ERA looks like. I think he's going to end up going to one of these teams. I could definitely see it. Maybe even the Mets. I can maybe see the Mets as well. Their defense is actually pretty good. So while the Mets have had a really bad year overall, they could use some more starting pitching. But I don't know. Have to wait and see. I'm seeing some of you. The Cardinals have had some injuries this year. One thing about Eduardo Rodriguez, minus last year, because, he had the heart problem, but he's been very durable. I think that's going to be a good fit for a lot of these good defensive teams. But as for the Red Sox, they got a series against the Orioles. I could see the Red Sox winning this series. It's going to be on the road. I mean, I don't know. It's a pesky Orioles team, though. I'm not going to completely say that's a given. And then they got the Nationals. So the Red Sox have an easy schedule this week. On paper, can the Red Sox hang on here? I feel like they can hang on. But then again, I don't know. This Orioles team, they always play the Red Sox hard. I could definitely see the Orioles maybe taking 2 out of 3. I wouldn't be surprised. It's in Baltimore. Hey, go back to 2011. The Baltimore Orioles, last game of the season, beating the Red Sox, beating the best team ever. Wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays got to get through the Yankees, though. That's going to be a big one. So out of the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Blue Jays, the Red Sox have the easiest schedule. But that doesn't mean anything. The Reds had a very easy schedule, and they couldn't take advantage of it. So going to be interesting. But the Red Sox, the one thing with the Red Sox I want to point out, we just saw it. We just saw it tonight. Their bullpen is really struggling this month. 15th in relief pitching this month, but 28th this past week. This Red Sox bullpen, they got to figure something out here because they're giving up some runs late in games. Josh Taylor's having a lower back thing going on right now. I don't know, man. This Red Sox bullpen, it's been struggling late in games. That could end up being the thorn on the Red Sox side. Are they going to have enough in the end? Are they going to be able to keep the Blue Jays at bay? I mean, I don't know. This should be updated now. Blue Jays are a game back. That's a gut punch. So, going to be a very, very interesting week. Coming in at number 8, we have the, surprisingly, falling down a few spots here, but not because they've really played all that bad. We've just had some other teams who have been playing really good. The Houston Astros. Houston Astros last week, they were at number 5, but the Houston Astros didn't really have a great week. They did win 3 out of 4 against the Angels, but then they were swept by the Astros. And there was they had a walk-off loss today to the Astros. Or to the A's, sorry. But the Astros, a little up and down this week. So, gonna have to pay attention to the Houston Astros going forward. But overall, they had some pretty good numbers. They were 4th in offense this week. Kyle Tucker, 354 average this month with 6 home runs. Jose Altuve has a 398 on base with 5 home runs this month. Carlos Correa, Yordan Alvarez are having good months. Bregman had a home run today, 356 on base. So overall, the Houston Astros, I mean, they're getting the offense. Again, they rank, oh no, that's the relief pitching, sorry. Where are the Houston Astros? They're not fourth. Wait, hold on a second. All right, they're fourth. So they're 16th, or no, sorry, I'm losing my mind here. They're 13th in offense this week, but they're fourth overall on the month. But, hey, that offense is legit. It's a good offense. I would be scared to go up against the Houston Astros in the playoffs. The starting pitching was okay this past week. They ranked 8th overall. If we were to take a look at the starting pitching, so they actually had the third most innings this week, but when it came to the overall numbers, so they were 8th in this month, but they were 10th this past week. A 2.91 ERA this past week, 4.19 FIP. Not a lot of strikeouts from the Astros starting pitching this week. 5.5 strikeouts per 9. A lot of walks from the Astros starting pitching. Over 4 walks per 9 this past week. Not a lot of home runs given up, so that's a good sign. But nothing really crazy going on with the Astros starting pitching. Lance McCullers Jr. had a pretty good start, or had 4 pretty good starts this month. A 3 ERA this month for him. And the relief pitching's been okay. They ranked 12th overall this month. Solomon, Stanek, Raley, Graveman, they've all had good months. But for the Astros, a bit of an up and down week combined with some of these other teams playing well. They fall to number 8 on the power rankings. And coming in at number 7. Or do I want to make a move here? Do I want to make a bit of a move? Ooh, I have it set right now on my list, but do I want to make a switch? Ooh. No, I'm going to keep it as is. We're going to keep it to the original. Coming in at number 7, I have the Yankees. I thought about maybe moving them up to number 6 here. I'll keep them right here. The Yankees coming in at number 7. Besides the St. Louis Cardinals, who, by the way, I haven't even put the Cardinals on the list. Where are the St. Louis Cardinals going to come in on my power rankings this week? But the Yankees, besides the Cardinals, they're the hottest team in baseball right now. They are now the official leaders in the wild card standings as of now. So, hey, they've won 6 straight games. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They just swept the Red Sox. Hey, Yankees are looking pretty good right now. If we take a look at this offense, let's take a look at the offense for the New York Yankees. Leading the way has been Giancarlo Stanton. This guy's just been going off. This month, Giancarlo Stanton, he has just been nuts. He has 11 RBIs. This past week, he has 11 RBIs, 3 home runs this past week. For the month, he has 9 home runs. He just hit a home run tonight. But then, So, and then 20 RBIs this month. So, are you kidding me? Actually, hold on. Let me go back to the box score here. Let me go back to the box score. Where's the box score? What just happened to it? Here we go. So since the numbers are not updated, let me just go back to these numbers here for tonight. Oh, you're killing me right now. Come on. MLB.com. What is going on? Box score. There we go. But yeah, Stanton had the home run tonight. That was his 34th of the year. Another big home run from Giancarlo Stanton, man. But for the month, he has just been crazy. Let me actually pull up the monthly numbers. So, that's the wrong one. Man, my potato brain is really kicking in right now, everyone. There we go. So, for the month, actually, Brett Gardner. Well, this is going to update soon, but Brett Gardner actually was the wins above replacement leader on Fangraphs. Are you kidding me? But Stanton, this guy's stupid, man. I mean, 9 home runs for the month. I mean, how many RBIs did Stanton have tonight? He had 2. So overall for the month, 22 RBIs this month. He's hitting 289. That's going to go up into the 290s. A 602 slugging this month. Stanton has just been going off. They needed Stanton. I mean, for so long, Stanton was just like this black hole in the lineup, just striking out, not really doing anything. But but he has come alive. They need his bat. That's why they brought them. That's why they brought him to New York. I mean, it's like, good grief. This guy was just like never doing anything. This is the Giancarlo Stanton they brought in. And when Giancarlo Stanton's hot, look out. Look out. Joey Gallo, he had a couple of bad plays there tonight. But Joey Gallo with the bat this month, 8 home runs. While the average is low, he's got a .594 slugging. Aaron Judge, he's got 7 home runs this month, 16 RBIs. Are you kidding me? Actually, what did Stanton do tonight? Or Judge, sorry. What did Judge? Judge had a couple of RBIs tonight as well. So, hey, everyone is these guys in the middle of that lineup. Even Rizzo had a hit tonight too. That was a laser shot from Rizzo tonight. Good grief. But and LeMahieu, that's one thing I think is a big key for the Yankees lineup is DJ LeMahieu. They need this guy to start picking it up. So he had a good night tonight, 2 for 4. Played some pretty good defense tonight too. But in the last 7 games, in the last 15 games actually, he's been hitting pretty well. 304 in his last 15 games, a 394 on base. Overall in the year, he's only hit 270 he's got a pretty good on base. But they need DJ LeMahieu to start kind of doing what he was doing last year. So I'm telling you, everyone, I think this Yankees offense is coming alive. And that's dangerous. I'm going to go on the record here. With the New York Yankees. I think right now, if I were to pick a team, I know the Cardinals right now are red hot, and we're going to talk about the Cardinals here in a second, but in the American League, I think the Yankees are the most dangerous team in the American League right now. They are clicking when it matters most. They are beating good teams. They're clicking right now, and this offense is scary. When this offense is on fire like this, I think the Yankees are the best team in baseball. Or they have the best offense in baseball. That's just my opinion. When everyone is hitting, like, especially the top of the order like this, I mean, besides Gallo and Torres tonight, everyone had a hit. I mean, this offense was just churning tonight. I think this Yankees team is dangerous. I'm just saying. I would not be surprised. Everyone, I picked the Yankees to go to the World Series this year. I picked the Yankees to win the World Series this year. They're clicking at the right time, and their job is not done. They need to beat the Blue Jays this week, and then they need to finish the season strong against the Rays. So look out for the Yankees in a wild card game at Yankee Stadium. I mean, I don't know. That's going to be kind of tough. But here we go for the starting pitching. Starting pitching is looking pretty good this month. If I were to actually pull up some numbers here. Here we go. So when it came to strikeouts per 9, taking a look here, the Yankees, they ranked pretty well in terms, or no, that's for just this past week. For the month of September, the Yankees actually have the most strikeouts per 9. More than the Phillies, more than the Brewers, more than the White Sox, more than the Blue Jays. The Yankees are striking out a lot of guys. Garrett Cole, he had a pretty good game last game against the Red Sox this weekend. He had a bad start against the Indians last week. Garrett Cole, if he can get himself right for the playoffs, I mean, it's Garrett Cole. Nestor Cortez had a 3.04 ERA this month. Kluber, he's pitching okay, but he needs to throw more innings. So if they can get a few more innings out of him, that's going to be great. Jamison Taillon, he is going to be coming back from an ankle injury. He's going to start against the Blue Jays on Tuesday. And the bullpen overall for the Yankees, the second best bullpen this past week. They had another good night tonight. Bullpen was 3-0 this past week. They had a 0.44 ERA. That's going to go down from tonight's game. And a 2.08 FIP. Chapman is looking pretty good. This Yankees team is looking pretty good right now. And I'm just saying, the offense is good. Starting pitching is starting to come around. The bullpen's been good all year. Sure, Chapman's had his moments, but and they're getting Loaisiga back. I don't know. This Yankees team, they're looking pretty good. But coming in at number 6, I have the Chicago White Sox. I thought about flipping this around, but you know what? I'm going to keep the White Sox here. They just clinched the Central this past week. But for the White Sox, not a lot going on in terms of the numbers. They were 14th in offense this past week. The starting pitching, they did rank 5th in starting pitching this past week. Lucas Giolito had a really good start today. 6 strikeouts in 6 innings today. Actually, let me go to the starting pitching that's defense. The White Sox this month, they were 4th in strikeouts per 9. But let me go to, I think they were 5th this month. Yeah, they've had some good starting pitching this month. The ERA, not great, but the FIP looks really good. 3.70 FIP. So, hey, the White Sox, they are getting some good stuff from their starters. Rodon, a 2.09 FIP this month. Dylan Cease, 2.61 FIP. 16 and a half strikeouts per 9 from Dylan Cease. Are you kidding me? But the star of the show, or the stars of the show, have been the bullpen. If we were to go to the bullpen for the month of September, the White Sox, this past week they ranked 6th, but for the month of September, they're 1st overall, a 2.92 ERA, 2.79 FIP, 10 strikeouts per 9, only half a home run per 9. White Sox bullpen's looking really good. Hendricks has 6 saves this month. Kimbrel with a 2.47 FIP and 15 and a half strikeouts per 9. Jose Ruiz has had a pretty good month, 1.59 ERA in September. Ryan Burr, Aaron Bummer, Mike Wright Jr., those guys are contributing in setup and middle relief. Hey, White Sox are looking like a pretty solid team for the playoffs. Most likely they're going to have the Astros in the first round. If I were to kind of lean one way right now, I think I'm kind of leaning towards the White Sox at the moment because I just like how their pitching matches up in the playoffs. Their offense is pretty diverse. Bullpen's looking pretty good. I'm liking the White Sox right now to make it to the ALCS in the American League. Question is, who are they going to go up against? Are they going to go up against, you got the Rays, you got the Yankees, maybe even the Red Sox or the Blue Jays. Have to wait and see, but I'm liking the White Sox right now in the American League. I think they match up pretty well when it comes to the Astros. I think I like their starting pitching a little bit more. I like the bullpen more. So I'm liking the White Sox right now. But, hey, you never know with the Astros. They got a good team there as well. So here we go. Top 5. Let's go. Milwaukee Brewers coming in at number 5. I like me some Milwaukee Brewers. I actually almost put the Brewers at number 6. Almost put the White Sox at number 5. But, I like the Brewers. They came in at number 3 last week on the Power Rankings. They drop a couple of spots here. They had a weird week. They got swept by the Cardinals, who are red hot. They're beating everyone at this point. But then they swept the Mets. Not a great month in terms of the offense. Only 18th in the offense, but they were 3rd in starting pitching. Eric Lauer, Corbin Burns, both pitched really well this past weekend. But that bullpen, man, not looking too good. This is why I almost put the Brewers here, and I almost put the White Sox at number 5. But I'm going to give the Brewers one more week to prove that they can stay in the top 5, but the White Sox are right on their heels, so we're going to have to wait and see. But the Brewers, they clinched the Central this week, just like the White Sox. They've had a really good year in Milwaukee, a very good second half for the Brewers. The offense has really picked it up in the second half ever since they got Willy Adames. So Milwaukee Brewers are looking pretty good. It's Brady. Just subscribe. What's going on? Wow, we almost got 400 people in the chat right now. DK57, that would be a fun World Series. The Cardinals and the White Sox. Hey, VB3, Rays, Brewers, please. Can we please have the Rays and the Brewers in the World Series? I would absolutely love it. Hey, Phillies, Yankees. Rematch of the 2009 World Series. Cooper, could that maybe happen? But yeah, so Milwaukee Brewers, again, not really too much. Lauer and Burns pitched well this past weekend. The offense needs to pick it up. The bullpen needs to pick it up. So I'm giving them one more week to see if they can stay in the top 5. The White Sox are very close. Here we go. Coming in at number 4. The hottest team in all of Major League Baseball, winning 16 straight games, the St. Louis Cardinals. How crazy is it that the Brewers just clinched the Central, but I have the Cardinals ahead of the Brewers right now? This team is just stupid. It is just stupid right now. They've won 16 straight games. They rallied late against the Cubs today. Harrison Bader with a big home run there. Then they rallied in the ninth. That's a franchise record for the St. Louis Cardinals, 16 straight wins. Their previous record was 14 straight. Cardinals are looking just really good right now. You know what? You want to know what the Cardinals are reminding me of right now? That David Martin has just subscribed. David Martin, thank you for joining the channel, my friend. But the St. Louis Cardinals right now, they're reminding me of the 2007 Colorado Rockies. Remember that Rockies team? They won like 20 out of 21 games, or what was it, 21 out of 22? I can't remember. And then they had that tiebreaker game with the Padres, and then they just ran roughshod through the playoffs, made it to the World Series, and then got swept by my Red Sox. I mean, what can I say? But the Cardinals are reminding me of that Rockies team right now. What I really like about the St. Louis Cardinals, if we take a look here, Mulvek has just subscribed. What's going on? Yeah, Randall Yates, yes, that too. 2011, they came alive there late in the season, and I mean, I think they're hotter than that team in 2011. This team is just stupid hot right now. But for the Cardinals, this month, they are fourth in offense. They have really turned around this offense right now. For the month, hitting .271 with a .322 on base, .493 slugging. They're just getting some really good months from some of these guys. Let's pull up the stats here. St. Louis. So, we're getting more subscribers here. Skittles? Is that how you say it? Oh, the music's off. Everyone, if you need some music, Scream Beats is always pretty nice to listen to. But let's go to the offense this month. Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader right now. This has not updated yet, but in terms of offense and defense, he is right now the wins above replacement leader for the Cardinals this month. But Tyler O'Neill is having himself a stupid good month. David Cassidy has just subscribed. We're almost at 400 people in the chat. What's going on? But Tyler O'Neill this month, he's hitting .305 with a .362 on base, 11 home runs, 26 RBIs. Let's take a look at the year from Tyler O'Neill and Harrison Bader. You got to remember with these guys, not a lot of offense from them in the last couple of years. But even Harrison Bader, who's known more for his glove, having a pretty good year, hitting .270 with 14 home runs, .329 on base. Not a bad year for Harrison Bader, but Tyler O'Neill. Can Tyler O'Neill please get a couple of MVP votes? Is that too much to ask? Mike Ames has just subscribed. What's going on? But Tyler O'Neill, I think he deserves a couple of MVP votes here. .279 average, 32 home runs, a .348 on base, a .140 WRC plus this month. Tyler O'Neill, just incredible. Paul Goldschmidt hitting .341 this month, a .427 on base, a .693 slugging, 8 home runs, 18 RBIs. Paul Goldschmidt killing it. Nolan Arenado, not really too much in terms of the batting average or the on base, but he's got a .552 slugging with 7 home runs, 19 RBIs. Jaden Mott has just subscribed. What's going on? Hey, we're almost maybe close to 13.7K subscribers. We're on the road to 14,000. So if anyone else is in here that has not subscribed, think about hitting that subscribe button. Also, for 99 cents per month, you can become a member and have a badge next to your name in the chat with some emojis as well. But here we go. Even Edmundo Sosa's having a pretty good year, or a pretty good month as well, hitting .277. So even Yadier Molina hitting .261 with a few home runs and 15 RBIs this month. So you got to love that. But the offense this month has just been incredible for the Cardinals. That has completely turned their season around. The starting pitching overall for the St. Louis Cardinals this month, nothing actually all that great. They ranked 25th in starting pitching this month. But here's where the Cardinals are getting by. They are 9-4 this month. Oh, we got a super chat from Jacob Toon, a $20 super chat. What's going on, Jacob Toon? Let's take a look at this one. As a diehard Rays fan, the team I'm scared of the most is the Astros. I would be scared of the Astros as well. The Astros have a tough team. Can never bet against the postseason Astros. Also, let's hope that Brandon Belt is okay. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. That could be a big blow to the San Francisco Giants because Brandon Belt's having a pretty underrated year. man, oh man, we'll talk about that here in a second. But yeah, I agree. Jacob Toon, the Rays, any team going up against the Astros, that's never an easy matchup, considering, Dusty Baker, I think, is a pretty underrated manager. Not a lot of, World Series success, overall in his career, but Dusty Baker, great manager. We got a new subscriber. I just missed who that was. I'm so sorry. Whoever just subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Actually, let me go see who was that. Nick Blankenship, thank you for subscribing. But you gotta love. What the heck did I just do here? Whoa! What just happened to my screen? What is going on? I'm sorry, everyone having some technical difficulties. What is happening? My iPad. It has just stopped working on me. What is going on here? Okay, let's try this again. 1 second, everyone. Let's do that. Nope, that didn't work. 1 second, everyone. I'm having some technical difficulties. Let's do... Okay, let's close that out. My YouTube app just stopped working on me. Whoa, what the? We just got some stuff going on. Steve Henderson just subscribed. What's going on? I'm seeing a super chat. Drake Farringer. Let's go Cardinals. We need a chip before Yadier Molina leaves. Hey, what a great way to send off Yadier Molina. And we just got another subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing. I'm sorry, everyone. Steve Henderson just subscribed in the chat. What is going on? Also, everyone, if you have not yet hit the like button, hit that like button for me. But back to the Cardinals. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Definitely got to look out for the Astros. Absolutely. And there is the other super chat from Drake. Thank you so much for that. But the St. Louis Cardinals, while not great numbers overall, 4.43 ERA, 5.08 FIP, not a lot of strikeouts, but that's not what the Cardinals are doing here. They're not looking for the strikeouts. They're not looking for, the heavy hitting starting pitchers. They're looking at their defense. They're playing to their strengths right now, and that's why they're having a lot of success. You got to play to that defense. It's one of the best defensive teams in baseball this year. Very good. Fisher, thank you so much. Fisher, I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that. Oh, did I miss a membership? Oh, Drake Farringer just became a member. Drake, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. I think you are now the 14th member. Thank you so much. Captain 81 has just subscribed. Thank you. But here we go. Also, Jacob deGrom is in the chat, everyone. Jacob deGrom. Give a round of applause for Jacob deGrom. You got to stay more healthy, my friend. But St. Louis, 9-4 from their starters this month. They're doing enough to win games. The bullpen has been huge for the St. Louis Cardinals in the month of September. They are 10-2 out of that bullpen. Gallegos has the most saves in baseball this month. Saucy Prefabs has just subscribed. Gallegos has been huge in the closer role for the St. Louis Cardinals. Their offense, their bullpen, it's clicking right now. The starting pitching is doing enough. They're playing to the defense. You got to love what the St. Louis Cardinals are doing. But moving on here, so they come in at number 4. That's a huge jump from where they were in the last couple of weeks. St. Louis, last week, they were number 10 last week in my power rankings. Now they're all the way at number 4. So here we go. Top 3. Coming in number 3, we have the Tampa Bay Rays. They move up a spot from last week. Hey, they had a pretty good week this week. They took 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays, and they swept the Marlins. They had the 4th best offense this month, and they had the 2nd best offense this week. Nelson Cruz, Mike Zunino, each have 5 home runs on the month. Or actually, was that this past week? Hold on, let me pull that up for this week. No, that's for this month. So Mike Zunino, 5 home runs. Nelson Cruz, 5 home runs. They're getting a lot of good offense. Kevin Kiermaier, he stole the note. He stole the what do you call it? the scouting reports from the Toronto Blue Jays, Kevin Kiermaier. Yeah, I can't be doing that, my friend. But Wander Franco, he is back now. Expect him to be okay for the rest of the season. Joey Wendell's been okay this month. Brandon Lau has had a pretty good month. Brandon Lau's actually had a pretty good season overall. Brandon Lau. Oh, we got another member. Yogi Dude has become a member. I appreciate that, Yogi Dude. Thank you so much. That's going to pop up here on the screen. But Brandon Lau, he's had himself a really good year. I mean, the average is a little low, 239, but a 336 on base is good. 34 home runs, a 494 slugging, 129 WRC plus, a very solid year for Brandon Lau. Tristan Leedy has just subscribed. What is going on? Thank you. But yeah, so the Rays overall, great month for the offense, good week for the offense. Shane Baz, look out for Shane Baz with the starting pitching. Overall, Tampa's starting pitching has been really, nothing crazy. They rank 17th on the month in starting pitching. But, Shane Baz, this guy could end up being a weapon. Yogi Dude has become a member. Thank you, Yogi Dude. But they're getting some pretty decent starts from their guys. Patino, Shane McClanahan's been good. Rasmussen's been good. But Shane Baz, he is giving me 2008 David Price vibes. He's looking pretty good. He's throwing some good stuff right now. He had a good start today. 5 2/3 innings, 9 strikeouts today. Look out. I mean, these teams, they don't really know him. They're not familiar with him. He could be a weapon in the postseason. Have to wait and see. But the Rays right now, offense, starting pitching, it's getting it done. And the bullpen's also getting it done. Dietrich Enns, Adam Conley, JP Firesen, all very good months this month for the Tampa Bay Rays. They come in at number 3 for me. Coming in at number 2, this has been the closest 1-2 punch in Major League Baseball this year. Coming in at number 2, we have the Dodgers. And coming in at number 1, the San Francisco Giants. I have had the Giants in the number 1 spot now for weeks, and they will stay in the number 1 spot. The Dodgers, they just can't seem to close the gap with the San Francisco Giants. The Dodgers, though, they had themselves a really good week. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you something here in 1 second. Let me go over some numbers here. The Dodgers, they are 5th in offense this month. Trey Turner, Corey Seager, both having incredible months. If we take a look here at the numbers for the Dodgers, Trey Turner and the Max Scherzer deal for the Dodgers, I think will go down in history as one of the best moves of all time. If the Dodgers can end up winning it all, that will be the best trade ever. Because look at what Trey Turner is doing. This month, he's hitting .318 with a .378 on base, a .523 slugging, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, 5 stolen bases. He's playing solid defense. Corey Seager has started to pick it up this month, hitting .342 with a .440 on base, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Even Gavin Lux this month, hitting .400 with a .500 on base. Will Smith's been solid. Mookie Betts, hey, haven't heard too much about Mookie Betts this year, but he's having an okay month. Max Muncy has 6 home runs this month. Justin Turner has 4 home runs this month. Each of them have 13 RBIs. That offense is starting to look pretty good. Look at the starting pitching for the Dodgers. They are number 1 this month in starting pitching. Max Scherzer is out of his mind right now. Max Scherzer is out of his mind. Look at the numbers Max Scherzer is putting up in the month of September. This guy has been stupid. He's 3-0 this month with a 1.32 ERA. Let's actually look at the FIP. FIP is a 1.22, 11.5 strikeouts per 9, under a walk per 9, 0.26 home runs per 9. Are you kidding me? This guy's been nasty. Julio Urias pitched good today. 4 starts this month. This is not updated yet, but coming into today, oh, we got another super chat from Jake Farringer. Hot take. Ooh, we haven't done hot takes in a little bit. The Cardinals play the Dodgers in the wild card and send them out. Then they beat the Giants in 4 games and then play the Rays in the World Series. I would love me a Rays-Cardinals World Series. I think that would actually be a really fun World Series. Hey, they both kind of have their own games, where the Cardinals, they really rely on that defense a lot. Tampa, they just rely on all the other analytics going on, and their bullpen has been huge for the Rays this year. The offense is diverse. That'd be a fun World Series in my opinion. I'm telling you, the Cardinals, they are hot. I mean, you already know that. You guys already know the Cardinals are hot. But could they carry that all the way to a World Series? They're going to have to get by some good teams. But, I mean, I don't know. They're hot. Look out for the Cardinals, man. But they're going to have to get by. If it ends up being, which it's looking very likely now at this point, Dodgers and Cardinals in the wild card game, that is going to be a tough game for the Cardinals. I don't care how hot they've been. This Dodgers team, you're probably going to have Max Scherzer in that one-game playoff or the wild card game. That's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. If you have to go up against a Max Scherzer in that. The thing about the Dodgers is you can throw Max Scherzer in the wild card game, and then you got Urias, Kershaw, Buehler for the division series. You can go Max Scherzer in a wild card game, and then you can be comfortable with your other guys, and then you could have Max Scherzer. If there ends up being a game 4 or game 5, you could have Scherzer pitch that game. That's how deep the Dodgers are, and that's why I think they're very dangerous. This Dodgers team has just been insane with the starting pitching. The bullpen has also been really good. If we take a look at the Dodgers this month, they're 14th on the month. But this past week, they were actually 5th overall, I believe. No, I have that wrong. They were 19th overall. What is going on with my notes here? I put 5th in the relief pitching, but that's not right. I don't know where I'm goofing there. But Blake Treinen, he's had a pretty good month. 1.64 ERA in September. So let's actually pull up the September stats. Treinen, 11 games. Again, 1.64 ERA, 2.71 FIP, 10.6 strikeouts per 9. He needs to cut down those walks a little bit. That's a little scary. Kenley Janssen. I mean, we've all seen Kenley Janssen look really good in the regular season, and then he just ends up choking in the playoffs. But he's got 5 saves this month, 0.87 ERA, 3.26 FIP. That's the one thing with Kenley Janssen. That ERA looks nice, but that FIP is a lot higher. So, but they're getting some really good months. Joe Kelly has been awesome. Love me some Joe Kelly. Corey Knebel, he's been good this month. So, Brusdar Graterol has actually been really good this month too. ERA looks really good. FIP is a little higher, but overall, Brusdar Graterol has been good. They're getting a lot of guys stepping up this month. So you got to like that for the Dodgers. But overall, the Dodgers at this point in time, they are 2 games behind the Giants. And that is who is my number 1 team. Now, you could make an argument for the Dodgers to be in the number 1 spot. Mainly just because the numbers that the Dodgers are putting up right now are just really good, but the Giants are also putting up some really solid numbers as well. The Giants were 5-1 this past week. They had the second best offense this past week, this month, in the month of September. The Blue Jays offense has been fantastic, but the Giants offense has been really good too. 278 average on the month, a 362 on base for the San Francisco Giants. Gotta love what these Giants are doing. I think honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. People are not giving this Giants team a chance, and I think if you end up seeing Dodgers Giants in the first round in the division series, I think you're gonna see a lot of betting odds go towards the Dodgers. But everyone has been counting this Giants team out all year. No one's given this Giants team a chance. And, I mean, I guarantee you, so many people are going to lean towards the Dodgers. Because why wouldn't you? That team is stacked. But if there's one team that could do it, that could beat that Dodgers team, it's this Giants team. Now, one big thing to note, Brandon Belt got hit with a pitch today on the hand. Or in the thumb. So, gonna have to wait and see. Is there any Brandon Belt? Is there any news? I'm probably thinking we're not going to hear anything on him until probably tomorrow. There's probably a lot of swelling going on right there. But he was hit in the left thumb, 7th inning. Belt took the base, but he was replaced at first. Belt didn't speak to the media himself following the game, but Brandon Crawford noted that talking to him, he seems like he should be all right and hopefully not miss too much time. I mean, if you got something wrong with your thumb, I mean, that could really affect his swing. It says here, x-rays were inconclusive. That's not a good sign. So there's a lot of swelling going on, so they're probably going to wait until tomorrow to take some more x-rays. But, hey, Brandon Crawford, if he's saying, Brandon Crawford's been with Brandon Belt now for a long time. If he's saying he's going to be all right, I think he's going to be all right. But Brandon Belt, he has been having a good season this year. Overall, hitting .270 on the year with 29 home runs, 59 RBIs, a .374 on base, a .967 OPS total. They need Brandon Belt in that lineup because it's been a good offense, but Brandon Belt has been a big part of it. Big part of it. He's been the second best offensive player this month. 9 home runs this month. 18 RBIs this month. A .439 on base. Brandon Crawford's been really good. I thought Brandon Crawford was a key player for the Giants this month. And he's really come through. I don't know if you watched my stream where I said he's a key player for the Giants because he didn't hit very well in August. He stepped it up for September. Buster Posey's been good. Yastrzemski's actually been picking it up. Yastrzemski's been picking it up. He's hitting .260 this month with a .356 on base, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. Let's actually go to the past week. Mike Yastrzemski. This past week, he had a good week. He hit .333 with a .353 on base, a couple of home runs, and 9 RBIs. Mike Yastrzemski's starting to heat up a little bit, and that's a good sign for the Giants. That's a really good sign. So, definitely good. Definitely good. Tommy La Stella's been hitting good too. .286 with a .375 on base. Let's talk about this Giants starting pitching. They are 5th overall this month. We're going to take a look here. 5th overall, 4.07 ERA. It's kind of whatever, but the FIP looks really good at 2.82. Overall, for the starting pitching, Kevin Gausman looked good today. 6 innings, 11 strikeouts. Logan Webb this month, a 2.04 FIP. Anthony Desclafani in the month of September, a 2.67 ERA. Starting pitching is looking good. Offense is looking good. Bullpen, Tony Watson, 2.25 ERA and FIP this month. Tyler Rogers has been really good. They've been getting guys stepping up in that bullpen. Yeah. This Giants team, people just keep wanting to count them out. I'm telling you, don't count this Giants team out. They're pretty good. They're proving a lot of people wrong. And I'm excited to see what happens this week. For the Giants this week, let me actually pull up the Giants here. Giants. Let's pull up their schedule. Let's pull up the Dodgers' schedule. So the Giants, what do they have for this week? Easy series with the Diamondbacks, and then you got the Padres. So for the Dodgers, another super chat from Drake Farringer. Once again, to be honest, if the Dodgers do play the Giants, the Dodgers just have more experience and are all around the better team. I think the big thing for the Dodgers, they got the monkey off their back last year. That's a big thing, for a team, and this team, they've been together now for a little while. I think the Dodgers, once they got that, they won. They figured out how to win. And I think that's a big thing. And the Giants, but that core group of guys, they know how to win too. And, I think that could be such a compelling division series, the Giants and the Dodgers, because you got like the Giants who, in the early 2010s, they were the team in the West. The Giants were the team. Now it's the Dodgers. Now the Dodgers are getting all the attention. That's so compelling in that division round. I need it. And Robert Rothberg, I agree. I think Gabe Kepler absolutely deserves credit. I think he has just been a really good fit personality-wise. I think he just fits really well with that team. Gabe Kepler, I know Gabe Kepler. Well, I don't know him personally, but I remember Gabe Kepler being on the Red Sox, just a loosey-goosey guy. But he plays the game. He's a hard-working guy, but he just meshes well. He's a good player coach. You know, he really meshes well with that team, and they've really bought in, and they've been a team that's been together. So I really like what Gabe Kepler's done, and I love the fit there. But for the Dodgers, they got the Padres coming up this week, and then they have the Brewers next week. So the Giants have the advantage in terms of the schedule. So could the Dodgers end up winning? The Giants are not done yet. They got to stave off the Dodgers here in this last week. So, but alrighty, everyone. Those are my power rankings for tonight. A little different from last week. We've had a lot of changes here, you know, in terms of the top 5. The Cardinals coming into the top 5. Who would have thought the Cardinals would be in this position? You know, you got 3 teams in the American League East here in the second tier. You know, we got a couple of these teams here that still have some hope. You know, the Mariners and the A's still have some hope for the wild card. You know, the Phillies here still have a slight bit of hope, but this is going to be a really fun week, everyone. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the playoffs. One more time before I do get out of here. So some upcoming streams that I have. We have the end of season power rankings next Sunday. We have my playoff predictions next, not tomorrow, but the next Monday. We'll be watching the AL wildcard game together live October 5th, and then we'll watch the National League wildcard game the next night. And for the playoffs, just reminding you, I talked about this in the beginning of the stream, but what I'll be doing for the playoffs this year, I'll be doing post-game breakdowns once all the games for that day have finished. So that'll probably, I think usually the last game comes on at around 7. So expect to see me live anywhere from like 10:30 to 11. Any game 5s or game 7s, I'll be doing a watch along, and then I'll do breakdowns after that. And then all World Series games will be watch alongs. Everyone, if you are new and you have yet to subscribe, think about hitting that subscribe button. Everyone, if you can, hit that like button for me. Let's get to 200 likes before this stream is over. Hit that bell if you haven't hit it yet. Share this stream out in case someone didn't get to come in tonight and they can watch it later. Also, don't forget, you can be a member of the channel now for only 99 cents a month. You get a loyalty badge, and you can use emojis in the chat. Your support is greatly appreciated. Everyone, I want to thank you so much for coming out tonight. We almost got to 400 people tonight. Really good night of power rankings. I want to thank everyone for the super chats. Drake Farringer, Jacob Toon, thank you to the new members for tonight. I appreciate you guys signing up and showing some support for the channel. Hoping to make this a full-time thing one day. We'll have to wait and see. But everyone, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. I hope you all have a great week coming up, and hope you're ready for some playoff baseball. I am, so I'm excited to spend it with you. So everyone, have yourselves a good night, and I'll talk to you next time.